What's up guys, I'm Alphaexgames, and today I just wanted to vent and talk to you guys about why anime games piss me off so badly. Because for the past few days I've seen tweets about Jump Force and all types of shit that's really gotten me kinda angsty in a way to where I kinda wanted to make a video to express my opinions on everything about the anime gaming community and the people in it. So firstly, I want to start off by saying that we haven't had a great anime game in years. In literal years. And yeah, I know I might get a lot of flack for saying that, but that's honestly how I feel. In terms of console games, just to name a few, Xenoverse 1 was a decent step in the right direction. However, it lacked a training mode and terrible netcode to the point where it was almost unplayable online sometimes. But, you know, it was the first game, so we gave them a second chance. And then, a year later we got Xenoverse 2, which is, in my opinion, one of the most mediocre Dragon Ball games of all time. The story mode is pretty much copy and paste from the first game, and the netcode, till this day, is still ass. So for all the hate that Xenoverse 2 gets, it deserves it, because that game could have been a lot better. And in 2018 with Dragon Ball FighterZ, the main flaw with that game is that there is a lack of offline content to keep me personally interested, so I stopped playing it. Now, what all three of these games have in common is that they have a large following that blindly defends them for no reason. And sure, you can be a fan of those games, that's great, but by ignoring their flaws, that's when the problem starts. That is how we keep getting mediocre games. Now let's talk about Jump Force for a second, since everyone's obsessed with that game now. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like Jump Force. I played the closed beta, I didn't like it, so I cut it off. And most likely I'm not buying the full game when it comes out. And you may be asking yourself, why? Or you may not even care, like most of you probably don't. And the reason being is just that the gameplay is bland, and the combat system is pretty wonky. What's the point in playing with my favorite anime characters if they all play like ass? Oh, but Alpha, there's character creation. So? Anime games at this point don't need character creation. I feel like that's way oversaturated at this point. I'm sick and tired of these laggy online hub worlds. Just give me a main menu. There's no reason in hell why we need to go into this hub world just so we can go to offline battles. That's fucking stupid and counterproductive. Why can't I just have a normal main menu where I can pick online and go into the hub world, or pick offline and go into random battles or something? It should be that easy, but it's not for some reason. And it just has me thinking for a second, like, for all the extra effort they're going to include this shitty ass tacked on online hub world, they could be adding something else to the game. And this applies to almost every anime game that's came out in the past 4 years. It's dumb. I don't want to see any more of it. And then Shinobi Striker. Look, that game was a mess. Despite what any of you want to say about it, that game was pretty bad. Now, it got hyped up just like Xenoverse did and just like any other anime game did. And on paper, the idea of having a Naruto game with character creation is actually really cool. Now, how it was executed is a whole different story. The online was so bad. I'm clapping like a black girl here for a reason. It was so bad they had to shut that shit down. And then you still have people defending it. Like, what, my dude? Same game, you people were like, oh, this gonna be a great Naruto game. If you think it's not fun, you're just a hater. I want my pre-ordered socks. Okay, look. If we keep giving these people our money, then we're gonna keep having these underdeveloped, subpar, mediocre-ass anime games. And I don't want that. As a consumer, I want a game that's fun and that's actually worth my $60. And not a single anime game that's come out recently is worth even half of that. And that's just how I feel about it. Now lastly, before I end off this video, I just want to comment on Bandai Namco and how I feel about them as a company real quick. Now, Bandai Namco is a publisher. They aren't a developer. So if you're mad about Xenoverse 2's shitty netcode or Shinobi Striker existing, it's not their fault. They're just a publisher, not a developer. They only publish the games. They don't make them. I get that. But at the same time though, my main gripe with them is that if their game isn't Naruto or Dragon Ball related, then they'll rarely ever try to push it. Cause for My Hero Academia 1's Justice, right? They released that shit on the same day as Red Dead Redemption 2. What kind of shit? Now look, I get that My Hero has a huge fan base or whatever, and that a lot of people in America were gonna buy it. But against Red Dead Redemption 2, my dude? Red Dead? shit was dead on arrival, and they know it. They aren't giving these games a proper chance to try to shine and try to build more of a following because they release this shit at the worst times ever, and rarely ever talk about it on their Twitter. Look, Bandai Namco, I love you, but advertise your games more, man. Please? Okay, look, I know I've said some pretty controversial things in this video, but I'm gonna end it on this. I guarantee when Dragon Ball RPG gets more news about it, people are gonna hype that shit up. And when they hype it up, it's gonna come out and it's gonna be a pretty subpar game. I hope it's not, but just in case it is, people are gonna call you wrong up until they finally realize that it's subpar for themselves. And that same cycle is gonna continue, over and over and over again. So yeah, overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this little rant. I just had a few things I had to get off my chest about, anime games and the people who feel somewhat of a need to overly protect them. If not, then I don't really care. I'm going to sleep. Peace out.
But what's important